In continuation with chapter number 4, that is motion in a plane, now let's study another topic, that is multiplication of a vector by a real number. If we will multiply any given vector by a real number, that is the number including positives, negative and 0, then we get the resultant vector which is n times to the given vector. Here n is a real number. So let's see, if small a is a given vector by which we will multiply a real number, and real number is n, then on multiplying n with a vector will give a new vector which is n times of the given vector. Also, its direction depends on the real number which we are taking. It can be in the direction of a given vector, it can be opposite to the direction of a given vector. So let's see by the examples. First is, if n is a positive number, let it be 3, and a vector has some magnitude as well as direction. So we will denote a vector we will draw it by some magnitude as well as direction. Let it be in this way. So here a vector is 3 times of the given vector. This is just a rough idea. It is 3 times of this vector, and its direction is along small a vector because n is positive. Now if n is a negative number, then a vector can be drawn in this way, in a similar manner, and a vector is now equal to magnitude equivalent to 3 times of this vector and opposite in direction of a given vector. If n is equal to 0, then n into 0, 0 into a vector gives us 0 vector. This is known as null vector or 0 vector. We cannot draw it because it has 0 magnitude and no definite direction. Its direction is not defined. And undefined direction. Now, null vector or zero vector. It is denoted by 0 head. It has no magnitude, so there is no sense to talk about its direction. And undefined direction. If we will add or subtract zero vector with a given vector, then the resultant vector will be unaffected. That is, if we add or subtract zero vector in a given vector, new vector will remain unchanged or will not get affected. That is, let A vector plus 0 vector. It gives A vector only. A vector, subtract 0 vector from it, we get A vector itself. Next topic is multiplication of a vector quantity by a scalar quantity. When we will multiply any vector quantity by scalar quantity, we will get vector only. That is, vector into scalar gives vector. For example, mass is a scalar quantity into velocity gives momentum. That is, mv vector is equal to p vector. Similarly, we can see that displacement, that is velocity, which is a vector, into time gives displacement. Force is a vector quantity and it is a multiplication of a scalar into vector. Or impulse is also a vector quantity and it is equal to force into time. Now next topic is addition of vectors. If we will add two quantities together, then we know that on adding the resulting quantity will be greater. But in the case of vectors, we can see that it has direction, so its resultant depends on the direction of the individual vectors which we are adding. That is, if we are adding two parallel vectors, that is, they have same directions, or they are collinear, two collinear vectors, That is, let us suppose this is vector A and this is vector B. It may or may not have equal magnitudes, but their direction should be same. Thus, on adding it, we get more resultant, which is equal to the addition of both A vector and B vector. That is, head of initial vector will coincide with the tail of the next vector, or the resultant is equivalent to A vector plus B vector. Directions are same, so it is in this way, and its resultant will be the addition of two individual vectors. Similarly, if we will add two unlike vectors, that is two anti-parallel vectors, one vector is in this direction, another vector is unlike, that is opposite to the direction of the given vector, that is of A vector. A vector and B vector is in this way, so tail of first will coincide with the head of first will coincide with the head of second, and R is equal to A vector minus B vector. That is, we can write it in this way also, that we are adding A vector and in it opposite vector, that is minus B vector. So it is equal to A vector minus B vector. Thus we have seen that resultant vector it is a single vector which gives the same effect as individual vectors together produced. That is, R is the resultant of addition of two or more vectors, or subtraction of two or more vectors. Now, addition of two vectors when they are pointing in different directions. We have seen that addition of two like or anti-parallel, that is unlike vectors. Now, here we will add two vectors which are pointing in different directions by three methods. Addition of two vectors which are pointing different directions. There are three methods to add these types of vectors, and the important one is triangle law of vector addition. Second is parallelogram. Law of vector addition. And the third one is for more than two vectors, we will add by polygon law of vector addition. Now let's understand triangle law of vector addition in detail. In triangle law of vector addition, we will consider two vectors. We will add two vectors as the two sides of a triangle, and the third side will represent the resultant of these two vectors. In triangle law of vector addition, we take two vectors in the same order. Its definition is if two vectors are represented by the two sides of triangle, taken in same order, then the resultant of these vector third side of the triangle. But taken in opposite order. And here we will represent these two vectors both in magnitude and directions. That is, if a vector has longer side, then we will represent it in this way, and if another vector is inclined with respect to a vector by some angle, then we will represent it in this way, as well as if its magnitude is small, then we will show a smaller length. So we will keep in mind its magnitude as well as its direction. We will not always make a right angle or a isosceles triangle, a particular kind of triangle we will not form. So let's see. If there are two vectors and if we want to add them, they have different directions. Then we will take it as vector A in one direction starting from origin, and other vector which is coinciding with the head of the first vector. This is vector B. They are joining in the same order, one direction, and the resultant is the longest side having opposite direction. This gives resultant R vector equivalent to A vector plus B vector. Analytical method. In this we will find the magnitude of a resultant and its direction. Now let's draw vectors, taking A vector and B vector in the same order, and the resultant, that is the longest side, by the opposite order. Draw perpendicular. Exceed OA further 90 degree, and this is vector B. B is inclined at an angle theta with respect to vector A, and R vector is making an angle alpha. This is a right angle triangle. Now let's see, we have done this construction. Now if we want to find the magnitude of our resultant R vector, then this value must be known to us, that is base and this one perpendicular. So in order to find it, consider right angle triangle this, let it be N, this is M, and this is P. Consider triangle ONP. And apply Pythagoras theorem, that is hypotenuse square equivalent to perpendicular square plus base square, that is ON square equal to OP square plus NP square. OP can be written as OM plus MP whole square plus NP square. So now in order to find the value of perpendicular and base, consider this triangle, that is from triangle MNP. It's also a right angle triangle. Now sine theta gives us perpendicular value, that is perpendicular by hypotenuse, it's equal to NP by MN, or NP can be equal to Mn here in magnitude form, it's equal to B sine theta. So here give it equation number, this is equation number 1, and give it equation number 2. Now we will substitute the value here, and similarly cos theta in this triangle MNP equal to base by hypotenuse, that is MP by Mn, or MP equivalent to B cos theta. This is equation number 3. Now substitute 2 and 3 in equation number 1. That is ON square, that is we can write it as R square in magnitude form. OM is A MP equal to B cos theta whole square plus NP is B square sine square theta. It is equal to A square plus B square cos square theta plus 2AB cos theta plus B square sine square theta. That is A square plus B square cos square theta plus sine square theta, take B square as common, and cos square plus sine square theta is equal to 1. Therefore, we are remain with A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Or we can write r equal to root a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. This is the magnitude of resultant vector r vector. Now we can find its direction also. Direction of r vector is equal to tan alpha, and we know that tan is equal to sine by cos. So here just consider this triangle O and P. In this we can see that tan alpha is equal to perpendicular by base, that is NP by OP. NP is equal to B sine theta and OP combinedly is equal to A plus B cos theta. So remember it that tan is equal to sine by cos. So learn this value that tan alpha is equal into B sine theta by A plus B cos theta. This is all about triangle law of vector addition. We will continue in the next class about parallelogram law of vector addition and polygon law of vector addition.